Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of that Stay Off My Grass podcast. You got your boy Suns fan Randy in the building, man. And I got a special video today. You know what I'm saying? I got a friend request question, shout out to my boy Z. And I got a couple other questions or another question that's just been asked around. I've been asked around and just in the Suns community or whatever. And I just want to address here in the video today. But first, I do want to kick it off by saying shout out to that boy D Book making that all-star team, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like actually getting there on the first attempt is crazy, not being like an injury fill-in. And I feel like this year, not to throw no shade, hate, I feel like I would have been content if he wouldn't have made it. You know what I'm saying? Like recency bias to the side. Like if we just throw out the month of January, like I don't think that Devin Booker has been doing like I wouldn't have been mad if he didn't get selected this year. Is what I'm trying to say, because I feel like outside of the month of January, it's just been a very inconsistent, a lot of ups and downs. We had D Book for like maybe a month or two throughout the year who was struggling, just like I said, just a lot of nasty losses, a couple nasty losing streaks and stuff like that. So I feel like this year would have been a year if he didn't get selected, I wouldn't have been mad. I'd have been like, you know what, I understand it, but I just feel like just in the West in general, like I couldn't look around, recency bias to the side, and be like okay, like somebody like that could have replaced him. Yeah, you could say De'Aaron or Sabonis or like I said, Jalen Williams, maybe even Laurie Marketing. But I feel like outside of those four, like like I'm not mad. Like I said, I'm not mad that he took their spot either. You know what I mean? Maybe De'Aaron Fox, you can kind of make that case or whatever, but they just a little bit ahead of us in the standings, so it's not like a crazy big thing. But like I said, I feel like to me, like I said, Book has put up similar numbers in other years and hasn't been selected. So that's why like it come to a little bit as a shock to me, like, oh shit, like he actually got selected this year. Because like I said, I feel like if you just watch him, if you've been watching him just years on like we have as Suns fans, like you've seen that Book has put up crazy numbers, 40, 50 balls, whatever, and still has not been selected throughout the year. So like I said, I feel like not trying to throw no shade, shout out to Book, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Like I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see two Suns in the All-Star game. But to me, I feel like this was the one year I felt like, oh damn, like you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have been upset. Because the other years it's like, oh man, he got snubbed. He was the best player on the best team, and woo out the bam, and da da da, blah blah blah. So, but shout out to Book. But something I wanted to address. Okay, the question that I got asked is: speaking of Devin Booker, is has Devin Booker scoring hurt or helped the team? And just to give my simple answer, well, because I feel like it's more of a layered question. Just a quick answer is no. And the reason why it's no is because in actuality, on this team, in reality of this team, nobody else on this team really scores outside of, you know what I'm saying, Kevin Durant. And I feel like Kevin Durant doesn't really score, just like he doesn't really start looking for his shot until like the second half. Like he kind of plays like I'm gonna take what the defense gives me, I'm gonna get buckets, I'm gonna get the late closeouts and shit like that. But I'm not really looking for my shot, or I'm not really being aggressive until the second half. So outside of Book, there's nobody else really scoring on this team. Like you might get Grayson Allen, you know what I mean? You might get a crazy night from Eric Gordon or somebody else, or whatever the case may be. But the reality of the situation is that Booker kind of carries the offensive load on his team. But I do think that the context does matter. And I feel like this is something that I will say. I feel like there shouldn't be a night or there shouldn't be games where anybody on this team, whether it be Booker, Durant, Beal, like there should be no 62-point nights. There should be no 50-point nights. I feel like for me personally, I feel like the cap should really be at 45 or like that 40 ball ish, just because like I said and like I continue to say, it's too much talent on this team to force feed one dude the ball. You know what I mean? It's too much talent going around. Like I could see like how you could get like an efficient 40 or you can get an efficient whatever, or somebody got the high hand. But I just feel like it definitely should be like there should be in no scenario where we go out, Book score 60 and we lose a fucking game. There should be no world that we living in to where like that is a realistic possibility. You know what I mean? And I feel like just the reality of the situation is just like, okay, Book carried the offensive load. You never really know what you're gonna get. Bill still kind of finding his way within the offense. But we should be taking on a nightly basis what the defense is giving us. And it's just like, if they double KD, okay, boom, then Book can get hot. And if Book get hot and they start going over there, then we should slide it over to Beal. And we should everybody on a nightly basis should be able to eat. It shouldn't be like, oh shit, like Book went crazy and dropped 50. Okay, went crazy and dropped 60 or whatever. Like, I feel like those type of nights shouldn't exist, especially when you have this much talent on this team. Like, you see it. Like, kind of with the other night when we beat Brooklyn, like Nurk went off for damn near 30. And I feel like that should be more of a reoccurring thing where it's just like every night is somebody different. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Every night, like everybody is, you know what I'm saying, involved. Like, you just never really know the offense, the ball move, and it shouldn't be like, okay, like we're single-handedly leaning on Booker to carry us tonight, and he has to score 60 or he has to score 50 for us to win. And I feel like that's just me personally. Like, that's my hot take on it. And that part of it, I do agree with. If that's like kind of the underline of the question, is it like, okay, like I do also believe that nobody on this team should be, you know what I'm saying, 50, 60, 70 points or whatever the case may be, just for us to be in the game. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's scoring 60, it should be like a stat pad. Like, okay, like they score 60 in like 3/4 or some shit, like, you know what I mean? Like something crazy. But yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to address is that there's been questions or like something on ESPN or whatever was said, like that Bradley Beal kind of looks dejected and he looks like he's not interested or like whatever the case may be. And I feel like if you've been watching the Suns, like we've been watching the Suns, like I've been watching the Suns, then you would kind of know that it's not that he's dejected or he's out of plays or he don't really want to be involved. It's that the nigga is tired. Like, let's just call it spade a spade. Like, he's been injured for the first 2 months of the season. He's still kind of catching his wind. And then I feel like if you've been watching the Suns and you know, like teams coming in, like their game plan is to kind of push the pace and kind of push us, get us out running, get us in transition and try to, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, imagine Bradley Beal that hasn't played really in like 2-some months or whatever, and still trying to get his legs underneath him and, you know what I'm saying, like trying to still get his win, and he get thrown right into like a game against against Indiana where it's like, all right, they want to go run and gun, they want to go fast pace against the Sacramento where it's just like everybody's just pushing the pace. So it's just like, I don't think that his win has necessarily caught up to him, but I do understand the perspective of like, damn, he looks ejected, damn, he looked like he's just taking plays off. And I feel like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's coming back from a back injury, ankle injury. He can never really get right. Like, this is his first like string of games where it's just like he's been healthy, like within the lineup, and then it seemed like every time that happened, he get hurt again. So it's just like, you know what I mean? So can we acknowledge that like he's been hurt and that like you playing like a fast paced game, like you might get tired. You know what I mean? So I feel like that might not be like an option in people's brains. But yeah, man, like all in all, like I think Suns, we look good right now. Hopefully we get I'm not probably gonna be able to do the video tonight. Let me know if you want me to do it on Saturday morning or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna watch the game, but I'm gonna be at work, so I'm not gonna be able to do the post game. But hopefully we can beat the Hawks, because it seemed like the two teams we can't beat during Black History Month is Memphis and Atlanta for whatever reason. So hopefully we can kind of break that streak tonight and, you know what I'm saying, get a dub, because we need it, especially in the standings, just to create that separation. Because I feel like we need to be one of those teams that cut it on and be like, all right, like let's get out of the play-in and let's, you know what I'm saying, at least figure that out at least. But I like the way we look, and we played real good against, you know what I'm saying, Brooklyn. We had a better fourth quarter. It wasn't the best, but a better fourth quarter. And yeah, so it should be a good game tonight. But until next time, man, peace.